Good morning students, welcome back to English class. In previous video, we have seen that the ribbon seller, the novel vendor and the perfumer, after looking at the pitiable condition of the dog and the poor dog slaving, they had a conference among themselves. They had a meeting among themselves one evening and their business was slack. And they decide to free the dog from the clutches of the blind man. And they will be successful to get the dog free from the blind man's clutches. And also we have seen that how the dog enjoyed its freedom once it got free from the blind man. And also we have seen that the terrible condition of the blind man at the mid-road and how he struggled to come back to his corner in the chowdhury veranda. So today let us see what happens to the blind man after this incident, what actually the dog is going to do in the next part of the lesson. Welcome back to English class once again. So, next paragraph children now, 14th paragraph. He was not seen for 10 days and 20 days, nor was the dog seen anywhere. So, the blind man, the beggar, was not seen for 10 days and 20 days. At the same time, even the dog was also not seen anywhere around the marketplace. They commented among themselves. The dog must be loafing over the whole earth. The dog must be loafing over the whole earth, free and happy. Free and happy. The beggar is perhaps gone forever. The beggar is perhaps gone forever. So, the ribbon seller, the perfumer and the novel writer, they are discussing among themselves because from 10 to 20 days, neither the beggar nor the dog was seen. So they commented upon the dog that the dog may be roaming, rambling all over the world freely and happily. And also they added that the beggar must have gone forever. Hardly was this sentence uttered. I'll take the continuity now. The dog must be loafing over the whole earth, free and happy. The beggar is perhaps gone forever. Hardly was this sentence uttered when they heard the familiar tap tap of the blind man's staff. Hardly was this sentence uttered when they heard the familiar tap tap of the blind man's staff. They saw him again coming up the pavement led by the dog. They saw him again coming up the pavement led by the dog. Yes, when they were discussing about the dog and the beggar, that both of them might have gone away. The dog may be happy, the beggar might have gone forever. When this sentence was uttered, immediately they saw the beggar coming the pavement, led by the dog. Look, look, they cried. Look, look, they cried. He has again got at it and tied it up. He had again got it and look, look, they cried. He has again got at it and tied it up. The ribbon seller could not contain himself. He ran up and said, where have you been all these days? Where have you been all these days? So, looking at the dog and the beggar, the blind man, the ribbon seller went near to the beggar and questioned him that where he had been all these days. Next paragraph now, children. 15th paragraph. No, no, what happened? Cried the blind man. Blind man is explaining what had happened now. This dog ran away. This dog ran away. I should have died in a day or two. I should have died in a day or two. Confined to my corner. Confined to my corner. No food, not an anna to earn. Imprisoned in my corner. Not an anna to earn. Imprisoned in my corner. I should have perished. I should have perished if it had continued. If it had continued for another day. But this thing returned. But this thing returned. Concentrate on the whole paragraph once again now. No, what happened? Cried the blind man. This dog ran away. I should have died in a day or two. Confined to my corner. No food, not an anna to earn. Imprisoned in my corner. I should have perished if it had continued for another day. But this thing returned. So, the blind man is explaining his condition, how he was in these 10 to 20 days. So, he had no food to eat, he had nothing to earn, and he was unable to move also. So, he is telling that he should have died within a day or two if the dog would not have returned. Dog would not have turned up back. Next paragraph now. When last night at midnight I slept in bed. At midnight I slept in bed. He came and licked my face. He came and licked my face. I felt like murdering him. I felt like murdering him. I gave him a blow. I gave him a blow which he will never forget again. Which he will never forget again. said the blind man. I forgave him after all a dog. I forgave him after all a dog. He loafed as long as he could pick up some rubbish to eat on the road, but real hunger has driven him back to me. But he will not leave me again. I forgave him after all a dog. He loafed as long as he could pick up some rubbish to eat on the road. So the blind man is telling, I forgive him. After all, it is a dog. After all, he is a dog. He loafed, he roamed as long as he could get something to eat on the road. But real hunger had brought back to me. Real hunger had brought him back to me. Now he will not leave me again. See, I have got this. See, I have got this. And shook the lead. And shook the lead. It was a steel chain this time. It was a steel chain this time. Yes, children, he meant it. See, the beggar meant it that, but real hunger has driven him back to me, but he will not leave me again. This sentence he emphasizes because he had this time tied up the dog with a steel chain. Earlier it was a ribbon, so easily one could cut it. But this time it was a steel chain. So the beggar is telling that he will not leave me again. 17th paragraph, children, now. Once again there was the dead, despairing look in the dog's eyes. Once again there was the dead, despairing look in the dog's eyes. Go on, you fool, cried the blind man. Go on, you fool, cried the blind man, shouting like an ox driver. Shouting like an ox driver. He tugged the chain. He tugged the chain, poked with the stick. Poked with the stick. And the dog moved away in slow steps. And the dog moved away in slow steps. They stood listening to the tap tap going away. They stood listening to the tap tap going away. See, once again there was the dead, despairing look in the dog's eyes. Yes, children. Once again the dog was in the clutches of the blind man. So there was a dead and despairing look in the dog's eyes. Once again it had lost its freedom. Once again it had lost its freedom. So the blind man is asking the dog to go away, go on, lead him. He is tugging the chain. And the vendors in the market, that is the ribbon seller, the perfumer, and the novel vendor, they stood listening to the tap tap going away. Last paragraph now, children. 18th paragraph. Death alone can help that dog. Death alone can help that dog, cried the ribbon seller, looking after it with a sigh. What can we do with a creature who returns to his own doom, who returns to his doom with such a free heart? So, the ribbon seller is speaking here. Death alone can help the dog, cried the ribbon seller, looking after it with a sigh. Again he continues, what can we do with a creature who returns to his doom with such a free heart? So, at the end of the lesson, the ribbon seller is talking to the other two vendors what death alone can help that dog. Means everything we tried, we freed the dog, still the dog had come back to that merciless master who is cruel himself and who is treating the dog cruelly. So, death alone can help that dog, cried the ribbon seller. So, this is how children, even though the dog was made free, but still it came back to the same old blind man, same old master, and stuck into his clutches. This is all for the today. I hope you have understood the lesson. Thank you for watching.